gazette, or deed of assignment. These are few land titles a landowner should have. The gazette shows a description of allocation of that property. Most of the times when a community applies for a land from the government through excision, the government issue out a legal document called the Gazette. This Gazette describes allocation and dimensions of a parcel of land to a particular community. Because from the Land Use Act 1978, all lands in Nigeria are vested to the government. Now, it's now left for a community to apply to the government to give them a parcel of land in their community for them to use for a particular purpose. So most communities have this gazette, and you should be sure that there's a gazette attached to that land. Number two, you should be sure of a deed of assignment. If the land has a C of O already, then you need to get a government consent. So the deed of assignment basically describes a history of ownership of that land, how the land was passed from the first person that was in possession of the land to the other person till it gets to the actual person in possession of the land. So you need to have that. Now, upon closing of your land transaction deal with the buyer, deed of assignment is used to close a land transaction deal. So it's used to transfer ownership from the seller to the buyer. So when this ownership has been transferred from a seller to a buyer, now you as a buyer, you need to also take that deed of assignment to the land registry in your state for governor's consent. Now, as it implies, as the name implies, governor's consent is the governor giving consent that this land that used to belong to so person, Mr. Okonkwo, has now been transferred from him to Mr. Stanley. So you need to go back to the land registry to register that you are now the current owner of that land. So that's what is called the governor's consent. So as for the C of O, most of the times, not all land comes with C of O. Deed of assignment is like the last documentation you need to have. C of O most of the times take processes to obtain that from the government.